facing one of its most serious crises in decades. As of January, an Iranian official admitted that over 2,000 people have died in just 2 weeks of nationwide anti-government protest. This includes both protesters and security forces, and it's the first time that government has acknowledged casualties on this scale. While opposition groups claim that the real number could be far higher, possibly tens of thousands, but verifying this is nearly impossible because of a nationwide internet blackout that started on January 8. Well, all this raises one question: that why are people protesting? Notably, the unrest began as protests against Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, but quickly tapped into long-standing frustrations, economic hardship, high inflation, unemployment, and political repression. And things escalated when security forces reportedly used live ammunition on crowds in multiple cities. Funerals for the dead became new flashpoints, spreading protests to nearly all the provinces, and the government calls protesters rioters and vandals, while state media highlights deaths among peace and paramilitary forces, officially mourning its own martyrs. Now let us shed light on the internet blackout, which has become a digital iron curtain. Notably, on January 8, Iran cut off the internet nationwide. Messaging apps, social media, and foreign news became unreachable. And the blackout has now lasted over 5 days, cutting off protesters and hiding the true scale of the crackdown. Human rights groups say that this is a common tactic for the Iranian government to suppress mobilization and limit international scrutiny. Iran is also facing rising tensions with the US as violence grew and tensions with Washington spiked. The White House condemned the killings, and President Donald Trump said that the US wouldn't rule out action in order to protect Iranian civilians. Iranian officials fired back, and President Massoud warned of a harsh response. And Parliament Speaker Mohammad Baghir Kalibaf threatened US bases and naval forces. Analysts fear that Iran's internal crisis could escalate into regional or even direct US-Iran conflict. Well, why US-Iran relations are so hostile? Notably, hostility dates back to the 1979 Islamic Revolution, which topped the US-backed monarchy and led to the embassy hostage crisis. And since then, disputes over Iran's nuclear program, sanctions, and support for groups like Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis have kept tensions high. The US withdrawal from the 2015 nuclear deal, the 2020 killing of General Qasem, and repeated proxy attacks on US forces have made relations worse. Now let us shed light on Iran's military strength despite the unrest. Iran is a major regional power. It has roughly 580,000 active personnel and 2 lakh reservists, split between the regular army and the powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. The IRGC oversees the Quds Force, managing allied militants across the Middle East. Domestically, the Basij militia is key in controlling protest, and Iran's strength lies in missiles and drones. Thousands of ballistic missiles can reach Israel and US bases, and Shahed drones, though inexpensive, are battle-tested. At sea, Iran uses fast boats, naval mines, and submarines to threaten shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, a vital oil route. And its air force, however, is aging and outdated. After all this, the nuclear question arises. Well, Iran claims its nuclear program is peaceful, but Western analysts say that it is technically close to producing weapons-grade material if it chooses. While Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons, and the program is a constant trigger for sanctions and military threats. Well, could Iran fight the US? Notably, in a direct war, Iran cannot match US military power. The US dominates in air, sea, and tech, but Iran's strategy is to make conflict costly using missiles, proxies, cyber attacks, and energy disruption. And analysts say that a US-Iran war would be long, destabilizing, and dangerous. But why this moment matters? With 2,000 plus deaths, an ongoing internet blackout, and sharp rhetoric from both Tehran and Washington, Iran is at a crossroads. What began as a domestic protest now has regional and global implications, and how this crisis unfolds, reform, repression, or wider conflict will shape the Middle East and global security for years to come. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.